All right, Big Blue Nation. So we have a Big Blue Madness ticket giveaway from KY Insider. The basketball season is almost here, and so we have a pair of Big Blue Madness tickets up for grabs. If you want to be in Rupp when the lights go out and the music hits and the Kentucky Wildcats make their first entrance of the season, make sure to do this at our Instagram at KY Insider. Go like and repost. You must follow us on Instagram, and you have to tag someone that you would bring. The winner will be announced on October 9th, and we want to make sure that you don't miss this chance. We'll message you directly on October 9th if you win the tickets, but please make sure to go over to this post. You could be the lucky person. Who knows, Israel? I mean, you could be the guy to get 2 tickets to Big Blue Madness. So you don't want to miss out. Make sure, again, to go over to KY Insider on Instagram and go to this post. Big Blue Nation, welcome back to another episode of the Bluegrass Breakdown. Joined again by my man Israel Schill. Oh, Lord, that South Carolina game. I want your opinions because we had very different viewing experiences. What did you see from back home in Lexington?
From not the in-stadium perspective that you had where apparently it was roaring. I'm excited to hear about that experience. But for us, watching back at home, it was like, all right, first drive. It's not bad. We're in a good place right now. We're doing good. Okay, this is a good start to the game. And then, bam, pick six. Or I don't know what came first. The fumble came first. Yeah, the fumble. And, I get it's hot and sweaty, humid down there, but got to hold on to that football, man. So that fumble comes, and then I think the very next possession was the pick six.
It was less than a minute of game time, and it was the first play on the very next drive.
Yeah, through the pick six, and then you come back out, and at this point, Cutter's like 7 for 10, with like 70 yards or like 40 yards, an interception for a touchdown. Well, it was 2 picks total, right?
Yeah.
One of them a pick six and a fumble. It's just a bad game from Cutter's perspective,
yeah,
I think.
I will say, I mean, everything you're saying, it's the first quarter, you're sitting there, you're watching it, and it's all just kind of like, you have some animosity, and you're like, okay, like, I honestly was not expecting, like, them to come out, because when South Carolina tied it, made it 7-7 after the first drive, I'm like, okay, they're here.
Yeah.
But Kentucky literally drove right back down the field.
And got a field goal.
Yep. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good game.
Yeah,
like
it was looking like a shootout.
Well, not even maybe shootout, but like kind of college football-esque. Like we got 2 teams scoring 40. We got 2 teams going back and forth. You don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
I was expecting to watch a classic, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, I drove down here for a good reason. Like, this is going to be a good game.
Yep.
And then Dylan Stewart happened, and he absolutely clocked Cutter. And when I say clocked, you could visually see his head rear back. I was like, ouch.
Yeah,
I almost thought, like, I thought Calzada was coming in. I mean, after that one. So
I had a friend text me and say, "Who's our third-string quarterback?" And I said, "Bo Allen, baby."
I saw someone said in our little Discord, they were like, "Do we know how good Stone Saunders is?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, throw the 4th string and let's see.
I mean, at this point, it's like you might as well, dude.
We're joking. Kind of. Maybe you're not.
I mean, I'm joking to an extent. Not against an SEC.
What I saw from Cutter was literally like what you expect someone to do on their first SEC road game, and it's fine.
He looked rattled.
Yeah, but
those TV close-ups we were getting, we were getting close-ups on his face, and it was looking in, and it was like.
That's your perspective. That adds to me. But, like, you can tell, like, it's mistakes all across the board.
Yeah.
And I know this sounds so cliche, but it's like it's evident why Kentucky football is kind of like on the bottom of the SEC right now is because you can see the blocking mistakes and the missed assignments, and you can see the cadence not working.
Football,
and
man.
it's just like it's repetitive, and it's happened for a year and a half, 2 years now. It is officially the next day after the game, and it had officially been a calendar year since Kentucky's won an SEC football game. And I know some people are like, well, they don't play all year. It's like, dude, that's
10 games.
Horrible.
That's
10 games over the course of 365 days, and they lost all of them, not one. So it's there's no words for it.
Really, it's tough.
I tried to give Cutter the grace of God and try and like understand his perspective. The pick, his second pick, oh my Lord. I don't know if you saw that on TV, but like moon ball. I thought
I don't know where he was going with that.
I thought Neil Armstrong
he launched that thing.
Saw it from the moon, bro. It was insane.
And
like,
how many defenders were there? 3, 4?
Yeah.
And there was one receiver down there.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that means somebody else is open.
Well, it was literally like a pass, like bottom right end zone to, I believe, 35.
Yeah.
So
it was
ball.
It was
I was just like, oh my God.
Bomb. He was going for it.
It's one of those throws where it's getting intercepted and you're just waiting. You're like, oh my.
I want to point out one thing that I think is like a positive from this game.
Please.
Because I think we got to find anything.
We need a positive.
If you take away the 14 points that South Carolina scored on defense, that's a 21-point game for South Carolina's offense.
Not horrible.
What we were all expecting, I mean, if you look at our score predictions, every one of us had South Carolina between, I think, Tristan, like 33.
24 to 31, though.
I think it was like somewhere in that range. And realistically, Kentucky's defense held up, I would say, against a solid offense.
I'd agree.
Against a quarterback who's playing a pro-style offense, you know what I mean? Like against a good, solid team.
I would say the only thing that made disregard that is just the amount of like free roaming that Sellers was able to do on plays that should have been like easy sacks.
Yeah, I get that. He did have a lot of plays where he was running out of pocket and was able to get it away or even incomplete it.
Yeah, I would point out though that like you said, if those 2 defensive touchdowns aren't there, maybe there's more of a sense of urgency.
Yeah,
maybe
I mean, because then the score's not
10
to 28. It's going to be 10 to 14.
Yeah.
And, so Lenora Sellers' full stats, he was 11 for 14, 153 yards, no touchdowns.
I thought he had more.
It
rushing,
seems
I know
like
he
has
100
more
yards. He had to.
Yeah, let's see where his rushing in. He was
at least 80.
He was moving. Lenora, 81 yards on 14 carries. Rushing. I mean, they had 3 rushing. All 3 of their touchdowns were rushing touchdowns.
Another running back had 2 tuds.
Yeah. Rashul Faison. He had 8 carries for 23 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, they were just getting to the goal line and punching it in.
Yeah.
So, like, realistically, I think what you can take away on the defensive side of the ball, it was like, all right, not beautiful, not horrible. For the offensive side of the ball, it's like, God damn, we need to figure this out.
I don't know how they can, like, play a whole football game like they did in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get to that point? Because, point it out for all the fans here, 0 penalties for 0 yards in the first quarter.
Yep.
I believe 6 or 7 first downs. I'm not even making a joke. 6 or 7 first downs. You have a drive with over 50 rushing yards to open up the game with Seth McGowan. Your offensive line is going crazy. You drive right back down the field. Cutter Boley connects on a 50-yard screen to Willie.
Yep. That was a good play.
Yeah.
I liked the play call,
and
too.
It's like the defense, gave up a touchdown, but it was just like an answer drive. And like Israel said, it's like that's what you expected from South Carolina. You expected them to get some points. It was how do you get that to reciprocate into the second quarter and third quarter and fourth quarter? And literally 40 seconds of mistakes ruined the entire game. And I know Tristan even pointed it out on Twitter and had that big post, but like, what is Shiaza freaking doing? Like, get on the ball, dude. Oh my God.
But also, like, I started paying attention to him a little bit more in depth after that play because, first of all, he dropped on that thing and it was like the ball went, slipped right out from underneath him.
It was like all that stomach sweat and it
just slipped right.
out.
I was like, oh, Lord.
He did fall on it. He's good.
But his
so much
performance-
man and so little football, and you expect someone to get on it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I don't have the exact stats on how many times Cutter was sacked.
It was a solid number. It was under 10. It wasn't nothing
sacks.
crazy.
1, 2, 3,
Should've been
4,
7.
5, 6. 6 total sacks.
6, okay.
I mean, that's 6 too many in my belief. I mean, you can get away with 2 sacks in a game, but with this offensive line, who's all of them are 6'7" and 380 pounds, no joke. 6'7", 6'6", 380 pounds, 350 pounds of like solid muscle.
Right.
I saw Shiaz Pete staring at Cutter Boley on the ground like this 6 times. I mean, they were like, is anyone gonna protect this man? As tough it is that he threw 2 picks and got the fumble, whatever. But if he's rolling off his back foot, coming out the pocket with 9 guys chasing him, and he's got to throw up a prayer, got to do what you got to do at some point, man. You got to blame it on somebody else. And that offensive line played like buns.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. Like, that first quarter was not like that at all. So
No, first quarter was great, man.
Yeah.
I was loving it
it's
from my
just-
couch.
It is literally the most disheartening. Because, man, like, obviously we're not, like, roaring BB and Kentucky fans.
No.
But when I traveled 7 hours to South Carolina, 8 hours, and I drove in that morning, I'm kind of sleepy. I'm kind of sweaty. I've never
Why are you
been
sweaty. Whatever, continue.
And I'm like, I'm sitting there ready for this game, and you get all my hopes up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a fun time writing,
Especially in the
this
first quarter,
story.
too.
I'm gonna have a fun time in the interviews after the game. The vibes are gonna be great. Like, I'm gonna be able to tell everyone I told you so. Like,
Yeah.
Kentucky is back, and then, oh shoot,
They
And I
are
was
not
just like,
back.
I don't know. There's not. I don't want to beat the dead horse.
We can't really harp
but
on much more about that.
I think our main point is it's there, and like, gosh, it's there, and you just need them to produce an entire game. I don't think it's like a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think it's like a stamina issue. I don't think it's where they can't go for an entire game. I just think literally right back to what you said, like those 2 little plays don't happen. You protect the football. Worst case scenario, you punt it and just, make sure it's out of harm's way and it's in South Carolina on the opposite side of the 50. That's fine. Like, you can still compete after punting the ball. Turning the ball over is worse. That second quarter, you had 4 turnovers, I believe, under 50 total yards of offense, and only 19 of them were on that last play. So it's like South Carolina was in prevent. Like, they're just going to let them pass in front of them.
That second quarter was brutal, dude.
So, man, I don't know. A night and day with Kentucky. I know we said 6'7" a lot, so we got to transition over to my boy TK.
That's a good
Taylon
little transition there.
Taylon Kinney is officially a Kansas Jayhawk.
Yes, sir.
And please, I will find the credit for you. I want With Man to be put up on the screen right now of Cat Pelsey. Or
Pat Kelsey. That's fine. I know what you're saying. We know
Lord,
what you're saying.
Pat Kelsey, Lord. No.
Whiff, man.
Yeah, I was literally With Man right there. No, but listen, Louisville, we all know Mark Pope came in late. We all know Dale's
We know about the
scuffle.
scuffle and
No, but
everything.
TK was a Louisville Cardinal for the longest time.
Yeah.
And literally, like, everyone I know that has that kind of information was saying Louisville for probably up to, what is?
I want to say up to 4 or 5 days before his commitment.
No. I'd say, like, up to the start of September, it was Louisville was seeming like the place. And then Kansas kind of just swooped in. And good get for Bill Self, I will say. And with this new era of basketball, like, you have TK out there recruiting Tyrann to maybe come to Kansas, and I know there's been talk of like Kansas is just going to get all the 5 stars and stack up, and he made a quote. He made a quote, and I will say I think this is why he didn't go Kentucky, and I hope you agree with this, but it said, "This is my best route to get to the league, in my opinion." Kentucky I hate to be like
I don't
this.
think that's a diss either.
No,
Kentucky.
but Kentucky is not that school anymore.
No.
They do produce NBA talent.
Of
They
course.
did last season.
They're going to this season.
But this is not the Cal era anymore. And
No.
we don't want a little one and done who's going to throw credit to Lane Mills here, but going to throw 6-7 water bottles in a Clark's pumping shop and then go ahead and just get up and out after 1 year.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that's Kentucky's brand of basketball anymore.
I don't think so.
So, bad loss, sure, but I don't think it's a whiff in Kentucky considering how late they came into the combo, blah, blah, blah. But Pat Kelsey, you missed out on the man really bad. I will say that. I thought TK was a Louisville Cardinal, and I was going to have to put up with the memes all year.
Yeah.
But now he's in Kansas and
It's
probably
kind of like whatever.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
it's like okay,
he's
that's
gonna
a
be a
good
good player
choice.
on campus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that's
Cool.
a good call as long as it wasn't Louisville.
now.
Speaking of we got to speak about his buddy. His buddy, he's trying to get over there.
Tyrann Stoke.
Yeah,
Last night, did you see what he put on social media?
I
good
didn't.
sir?
I didn't.
Assumingly, his top 5 was posted on his Instagram story.
Okay.
People are saying, maybe he just posted pictures from his visits. And it's like, but he only posted
But he
5.
only posted 5 of the 15,
so
20 visits he went on.
I forget the 5th one. I really do forget.
Well, I have his top schools on
It was-
24/7, so
it
it
was
might be.
Louisville, Kansas, Oregon, USC, Kentucky, I believe are the 5.
Yeah, that's his top 5 on 24/7. So
Whoa. How are we feeling? Where's he going?
it's either going to be Kentucky or Kansas, and I think it's tough because
Really?
I
no
think
Louisville at all.
I don't think Louisville's got him. I
Okay.
think definitely not.
No,
24/7 has Kentucky and Kansas tied at a warmer, and Oregon, USC, Louisville are at a warm, with
Okay.
Arkansas.
See,
Everywhere else under that's at a cool on his thing.
I
I
don't,
think
I don't know if you remember, but we touched on this like way back, and we both made our predictions, and we agreed TK Louisville and Tyrann Kentucky.
Yeah.
That just popped in my brain.
We
'cause
did
I
say that.
remember that.
so. Maybe TK Whiffman blew TK, but I think Tyrann will still maybe come to Kentucky. I think TK is going to do a good job at trying to convince him to come to Kansas and play with him. And there was a lot of buzz on Sunday, the social media posts about, oh man, they're going to build this crazy squad in Kansas with all these 2026 guys,
Mm-hmm.
blah 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 blah. I think Tyrann's different than TK. I think Tyrann wants to win a national championship. I think
Get after it.
I
Let
think
him know.
dude, I'm getting after it. I think Tyrann Stokes wants to win a national championship. I think he wants to play for Coach Pope. I think he wants to be in the blue and white. I think Kansas makes sense for him, of course. Kansas makes sense if you're
For anybody.
for
yeah.
anybody. If you're the best player in the country, it makes sense, obviously. But so does Kentucky. And right now, where Kentucky's at with their 2026 team, they don't have a lot of guys right now who are going to come back and be on this 2026 squad, if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like they're going to have probably 4 or 5 guys leaving from this team. That's going to fill up a lot of spots.
Yeah, there's a void right now because,
Yeah.
you don't know about Cam Williams returning, really.
Exactly.
You don't know if BG made.
I mean,
I don't think he's going to the
think he's a-
league, but
well, he'll be a senior this year, right? He's a senior because last
junior.
year. Oh no, you're right. He was a
Yeah.
sophomore last year. Yeah.
so you don't know if BG's going to come back and buy into Kentucky, or maybe he has a good enough year where he could transfer and have a bigger role on a bigger team. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a weird dynamic. You got to think of everything. Obviously, Jalen, Ortega, JQ are like guaranteed to be gone, like
Yeah.
you're saying. So it's like, who's the superstar? And
Yeah.
obviously, like we're saying, you don't want to go down that route where your freshman is your best player,
Yeah.
but Tyrann's one of those guys where you kind of make an exception and he can play that forward position and probably hold it down against some random 6-year senior that plays at Tennessee, and
Yeah, dude.
he can go toe-to-toe with him. So it's kind of like is a big get. It's obviously amazing to get a number 1, but like you say, when you're in the flipping rosters era,
Mm-hmm.
it's good to solidify one of those guys really early, especially when you got, you still are more than a year away from next season even beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you got a lot of time and a lot of time to
Right.
think and a lot of time to build the squad. So we are 12 days from Big Blue Madness.
wow,
12 days.
that's amazing.
I am so excited.
Yeah, I'm
so
hyped.
excited.
And mind you, I mean, 37 or I think at the time of this recording, it'll be 38, but 37 when you watch this on YouTube at KY Insider's YouTube channel, that it will be 37 days. And knowing that I felt like I was 16 years old 4 days ago, I know those days are going to go by quick.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be sitting in a chair at the game, and I'm going to be like, oh, my gosh, this is really happening right now.
And it's going to be
It's coming up quick.
195 to 42 because we're playing Nichols College first game of the season. I don't know where Nichols is, what it is, what their mascot is.
They look like a form of musketeer because I'm seeing
Or like
the
a
sword through the
cavalier
end.
or pirate,
Yeah,
something. Yeah, you see the sword through the end. Anyways.
the Nichols musketeer.
Yeah, the Nichols. Something like that. A bunch of schools I've never heard of coming for this BBN United Tip-Off Classic.
That's going to be cool.
It's going to be a really cool one. Valparaiso, another school I've never heard of.
Shout out Valpo.
Shout out, I guess. But then game 3, Louisville.
At the Yum Center.
At the Yum Center. Going to be a good one.
Yeah, I know we're going to have a special to really break down this whole entire schedule and take it piece by piece.
Definitely.
But going down the list, obviously we're throwing out Valpo unless you really think they can pull it off in Rupp Arena, but you have Louisville.
I definitely do not.
You have Louisville, you have Michigan State, part of the State Farm Classic.
North Carolina.
Got UNC,
Gonzaga, St. John's,
Indiana,
and then the whole SEC schedule.
Yeah,
and
NATO,
the SEC
Bama,
basketball
Tennessee.
has been great the last few years. What do you think these guys are going to walk away with at the end of the season before March Madness starts?
All right.
Let me hear it.
I think in total,
It's a 31-game season, so keep that in mind.
In total, I'm giving them 7 or 8 losses.
Damn, you are much better than me.
Really?
Or
you think
worse. Worse.
Really? You think they're just
I think
not
they're
going to have any kinks? And
rolling through the schedule.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you the games I think they lose.
Okay.
I'm taking Louisville, man. I don't think they're going to be ready for that type of game and environment. I just don't. And now if they play Louisville in March, obviously I think that score would be like 80 to 65. But now, first game of the year,
You're taking Louisville?
On the road, I'm taking Louisville. Michigan State, I think, is very beatable. I don't like how they turned around their roster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have a good team. They're going to be somewhat ranked, but it's going to be like a Kentucky Fest and MSG, and I believe that.
Yeah.
So I'm taking
Kentucky
them.
travels so well. The fans travel so well. That it's always a packed house.
I hate to say it, but I think they should steamroll North Carolina.
Yeah, they should.
UNC has a great roster when you look at an ACC aspect, but maybe it's like LSU versus Clemson in football. It's like you kind of just go with the SEC team because it's the better conference. I think Caleb Wilson, I had some debate about this, but I think he can handle Mo D or whatever. I think he's one of those guys. And Henry Rozier, I mean, he's just such a crazy good center.
I think Jalen will.
He was
care
good
of
at Arizona.
Jackson.
But that's the talk. Like, will JQ be back by then? We don't really know. It's December 2nd. It's going to be really close to the start of the year.
It is.
I think we talked about him coming back in that money spot against St. John's Bellarmine. That feels okay for me, if not before SEC play. But
I think we beat Bellarmine last year by like 75 or something like that. Like
that'd be a great
Bellarmine's
JQ
like a tiny little, Louisville D1 school.
Like, I think Henry Rozier and Caleb Wilson can really hold it down. I'm just not sure about Kyan Evans and Seth Trimble again. Like, all these guys, you just don't know how they're going to produce. So we'll have to see. So I'm going to chalk that one up to Kentucky. Gonzaga, LOL, Kentucky.
That's a win.
Now, Indiana St. John's is where it gets rough, really rough, because I think both of those games are very winnable for the opposite side. I don't know what you're thinking. But
No, I agree. The only reason I think that UK gets Indiana
that boy
is because
Wilkerson
it's at
coming
home.
back. Ooh.
Yeah. Lamar Wilkerson.
Bro.
No, I think Indiana's not storming into Rupp and coming away with a win.
got,
I think it's hard for these guys to lose at home, man. Losing at Rupp is hard.
It is. It is hard, but they've done it in the past.
They have done it in the
They did it a
past.
lot last year as well. So, please tell me you remember this guy's name. I'm sorry for my Indiana guys out there. I don't know ball, but they do have West Virginia's coach now. It's a brand new guy.
I do not remember it.
I don't either. I want to say it's Vassell's or something along that line, but
Darian DeVries.
That's what it is.
Yes.
He was very solid at West Virginia last year, and I thought with his injury rates and all this, West Virginia could have really made a run. I know they had some early upsets, but they had. I know his son was on the team, and that was their guy. He was their all-around defensive playmaking type of guy, and then he goes down. I believe their starting point guard went down as well, so it was just ouch, they're hurting. He had a great year last year, and taking over someone like Indiana that just has such rich culture.
Yeah, of course.
It's a hard task.
Blue blood school, you could
and
say.
Someone did say this is the Mark Pope of Indiana right now. He's going to be in his first year and trying to turn this whole thing around after they
with a good squad.
Just had a Hall of Fame coach, kind of degrading over the years. Now you bring in the new guy, so it's it's an interesting dynamic where it's do you think Indiana can come into Rupp and beat Kentucky? Maybe, but it's still going to be one of those games that you can't blink twice at, right?
Yeah.
And then St. John's is St. John's. They've built an insane roster.
Yeah.
You have mentor against student with Rick Pitino and Mark Pope. I really don't. I mean, Rick matching up against them, I think he's going to full gas on Mark
he's not
Pope.
taking it lightly.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Maybe the suit game battle is going to be.
Yeah, we heard about this a lot, about the suit game, man. And Coach called him out. He called out Pitino, said, you better get that suit game right, man, because I'm coming down to New York with that on. Or Atlanta, sorry, with that on. So
my guy Pitino's better come out with
he's going to be diamond-studded,
all white mafia fit.
Red bottoms.
With the freaking cane. And
everything. Little top hat. Yeah.
One of those. And I'll be all right, man. But aside, this game is going to be CBS Sports Classic right before Christmas. Kentucky has to avenge themselves because they lost to freaking Ohio State last year in this same game. So
they did.
You have a lot to owe the people of Atlanta. I would say Kentucky. So we'll chalk up that St. John's win. But like you're saying, this SEC schedule is so daunting. When I look at it, I think Kentucky can win a lot of these, but historically, at Alabama would be a loss.
That's what I have as one of my losses.
Versus Mississippi State last year was a game that got into a shootout and you lost.
That's not happening again.
You never know,
That's
right? Tennessee is a toss-up. It really is.
Mississippi State's a home game this year. I think
at Vandy, at Arkansas, back-to-back. That's a rough stretch.
Arkansas is going to be a tough one, too.
And then Tennessee, Florida back-to-back. And then Auburn, Vandy again. It's just you could drop a couple in there, and everyone knows that. So
this is what I got, right?
Okay. Let's see what you got. Real quick.
I got 27-4. 27-4 for the guys this season. I think they drop Alabama at Alabama. I think they drop at Tennessee. And I think they drop at Florida. And then I think from there on, a lackadaisical game and an SEC loss, I think will happen. So
you think non-conference is going undefeated?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, okay.
ACC ain't got nothing on us. And then besides the ACC, I mean, it's Indiana, whatever. St. John's, Big East ball is – tell me the last time Big East ball has been relevant. And
dude,
then
Creighton's good.
Okay, dude. Whatever.
I love me some Butler basketball.
Yeah, some Butler ball, man. Some Xavier hoops. But it's I mean,
I
realistically.
guess you don't believe in Gonzaga.
No.
St. Mary's.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't believe in any of these schools. I don't. I really do think
Louisville?
that this year is going to be such a good season. Give me 27-4.
27-4.
Cats
Okay.
probably won't win the SEC tournament, but 27-4 maybe like
All right,
later.
I'm gonna go
late run.
24-7. Just flip your last digits
Okay.
there. But that
Either way,
No
these records
predictions.
are great. So
yeah.
can't be mad.
I've
regardless.
seen people saying 2012, 2014
15,
stuff.
yeah,
or
2000
15.
Yeah,
So
we'll see. They went undefeated in 2015, so of course they lost to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's
nope,
okay,
they
it's
lost
okay.
to Wisconsin. Not out of it.
Whatever.
Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker.
the goat. All right,
I'll never forget that little.
let's wrap it up here with
God.
the Georgia prediction. A little Georgia
Yeah.
talk.
Let's go.
There's
back to
clearly not
football.
much that has to be said about this game here.
Yeah, there is, man.
Bro.
I mean, no.
Number 12, Georgia, home game for them. They haven't lost at home besides that. But before that Alabama loss, it was like 33 straight at home or something like that. They just lost to Alabama at home.
Yeah.
They're not going to come out and lose to Kentucky at home the next game after.
No.
It's not going to happen. Georgia has won the last. Let me see what the win streak is here. It's 15 in a row for Georgia.
Yikes.
64-12 all time. Georgia against Kentucky. 2 ties. Last year, yes, it was 13-12. The year before that, it was 51-13. I'm going with a 2023 style game. Give me Georgia 41-17.
Yeah, that's fine. I know historically in the past decade there's been a couple
There's
of
been a few close games.
close ones, but
16-6 in 2022.
I think with all the defensive firepower they had last year and now it's gone, don't think they can hold Georgia to 12 anymore.
God.
So I'm just gonna have to rock with you and say that score sounds fine to me, 41-17.
Something like that.
Sounds okay, man.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if it was going to be like, a 40, maybe a 48-14. I think
Got a field goal in there.
Yeah, a field goal,
At
maybe
the
a touchdown, maybe lose a field goal for the Cats. But, maybe a 2-point conversion or a safety somewhere in there. But it's going to be plus 40 for Georgia and sub 20 for Kentucky.
Okay.
I think that's pretty safe.
Now, sir, you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there in the flesh.
So what
Yeah.
are you wanting to see from Kentucky? Because you obviously know they're probably going to lose.
Yeah, of course.
But what do you want to see from them to give you a little bit of hope going forward?
I just want sound football. That's all I want. I want Cutter to, maybe he throws a pick. I want him to keep the ball either in his hands or the receiver's hands. Make smart decisions with the football. We don't need what we saw last week against South Carolina. I think that was an awakening for him as a starting quarterback. Be like, wow, I just got rocked.
He did say after the game he feels so close to being like, because he said like that pass to the end zone inches away from his hands. That pick, it was barely caught.
Yeah.
And he's just making all these points. Like,
Yeah.
it's a game of inches.
So he's close for sure, but exactly, it's a game of inches. So whether or not you want the inches or you don't want the inches, they're there.
Whoa.
All right.
What?
Never mind. I want all I want to see is good football, man. That's all I care about. Give me good football.
Sounds good.
Give me good
man.
football. Some takeaways from the defense would be nice. Good special teams play. We're going to be punting a lot, so let's see some pins in the right in front of the end zone for Aiden LaRosse. It'd be good to see.
Sounds good.
Other than that, it's gonna be a tough one. I'm going there to see my girlfriend, not just to watch football. So don't think I'm crazy.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for watching and listening to another episode of the Bluegrass Breakdown. Make sure to check us out every Wednesday. There will be a brand new episode. And also, please check us out on all socials, KY Insider on everything. And make sure to check out our website, kyinsider.com. Post good player stories, post some good personal stuff. And we also got the classic stuff like gamers and story predictions and all this. So
Yes, sir.
make sure to check us out, guys, and we'll see you all next Wednesday.